We're back here at my favourite place on earth, all stuck up. You probably recognise Adrian and Andy behind me. They were the masterminds behind the Naughty 40s wrap, unwrapping it, so there was no one I was going to trust with the car other than these guys when it came to re-wrapping the new build. As you can see, it's partially wrapped already in a million pieces. Today didn't start here, however. Let's take you back to yesterday where this all started. Start getting the car stripped down, transform it, and we'll go on this journey together. Yoo-hoo! Now, before we can dive into the fun stuff, which is color changing and wrapping the car, we need to finalize the design. Now, one of the best things about All Stuck Up and Adrian here is that not only are they the best in the business and creative as hell, but they do all their own design in-house, which means you can sit here as a customer and sit with them basically and tweak the design until you're happy with it. You can play with different things, different aspects, and basically end up with a result that you're super stoked with. Now, we all know the sort of reference image I gave the guys. We're doing a little bit different to that, tweaking it a little bit and adding our flair on it, which I'm super excited about. We're doing some cool stuff with the sponsors on the rear panel of the car as well, which I'm keen on. So basically, we need to just smash this out, make sure we're happy with the final design. We've already unboxed the color change color, and that is, I have no words. You guys are gonna love it. I think we've done a very good job at picking that. And yeah, once we knock out this sort of vinyl design, then we can really get stuck into the fun stuff, head downstairs and get into it. So, yep.
I think it's too similar to the German flag.
A little bit. Yeah, we may need to throw a fourth colour in.
Cause I'm looking at it, I'm like, why does this look familiar?
Yeah, why have I seen this before?
Maybe breaking it up with orange, isn't it?
Yeah, I think an orange.
In my reference photo, guys, you see this? This is what happens when you let me design my own wrap on Snapchat.
So I love it, you Snapchat as well.
Import, screenshot off Instagram, import into Snapchat, use finger to draw, export and email to someone that's creative. That's how you do it.
So we got 4 colours now.
4! That's kind of high.
I'm not disliking it.
I think I like it.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
You got German roots or?
Yeah. Well, I think we've arrived at probably the best thing I've ever seen in my life. It's phenomenal looking. There's a couple of different things we're going to do compared to the original reference photo, which I think is really good. Played with the proportions, played with the design and the positioning, made some things bigger. If only I could do that in real life. And I
like how we've done the line straight as opposed to your reference image.
little hand-drawn crackhead freaking squiggles, but no, this is looking sick. Overnight, reckon we get these printed up, and then tomorrow's the day, and then Thursday's also the day.
Also the day,
yeah.
There's going to be a few of the days.
There's going to be a couple of the days, but the end result's going to be phenomenal. And this colour on here, I mean, what we've actually got downstairs looks so much better than this.
The screen just doesn't grab it.
No, I can't wait to go on tour with this thing at the full drive shows this year. It's going to be sick. Let's get out of this sweaty little box, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with.
What's the start of day one, which means it's time to prep the car, time to start tearing it down. We've got Andy, we've got Adrian on the floor having a nap because he was here until late last night, but that's okay. Things we have to do this morning are bull bar off, flares off, side steps off, scoop off, bits of other car off, badges off, all sorts of things have got to come off. Over here are all the pieces we've got off so far, number plates, badges, the scoop, insert, wipers, bits and pieces. The cheapest lift kit you'll ever do to a car is actually taking the side steps and mud flaps off a vehicle because it immediately looks lifted, which is exciting. Once this is done, I guess the beauty of what we're doing is all in the prep work, because if you have a shonk prepped car, it's going to end up looking terrible. Then, once it's all prepped, then we get to wrap it with this gorgeous looking colour, which is just the sexiest thing I've ever seen, other than Adrian and Andy themselves. And it's all going to come out Mickey Mouse, and I'm super keen to get into it. So, without further ado, let's get the world's ugliest bull bar off and get stuck in.
Don't gotta sell them, most Cialis flawless, broken whistlers longer than this foreign. Heard you want it cause the yam's enormous. What's in since she isn't gorgeous? Live my life, last name of Morgan Freeman, trying to touch a forest.
I'm an expert at 80 series door things.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Only because
on this side.
The Naughty 40, something about the old car, RIP, if you put the window down the whole way, it would fall off the runner. So the only way to put it back up, pull the entire door trim off. Yeah.
Put it all back together.
So I just need a Phillips head. Phillip come here. Oh, that one that doesn't even have a screw holding that trim in, so that's good. I like, what's nice to know is as you uncover parts of this car, you're like, this has never been molested, unbastardized, but then you actually find out it has been slightly carved. But anyway, this just sort of lifts up, and then what you want is you're sort of looking to break all the clips, is what you want, so it doesn't go back together. And then it'll just remind me of my old car, so that'll be nice.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record,
that off. So normally this is where I would now finger bash my door to put the glass back on the runner and then get the switch while the door card's off, hold it up and then make sure the window closes and then you go, okay, sweet. And then I'll put the naughty 40 door back together. Good times. We are baby.
Now I got a up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. Frozen. 8-6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the bar.
All right, follow me. A little bit of an update. Bar is off and probably isn't going to go back on, I don't think. The Parkers are out, and that is because on an 80 series, you need to go elbows deep. It's sort of like you're checking a cow for pregnancy, but you're actually just trying to get in there to get the screws and the plugs off for the flares. Obviously, because we're doing a full colour change plus the vinyl sort of design over the top, we do want to get as balls deep as we can. So flares are off, indicators are off, mirrors are off, windows are down. We're going to start prepping everything now. The side steps and the mud flaps have come off as well because we basically need to be able to get right under the sill panels, under where the flares are, and the mud flaps actually end up hiding some of the panel work. So we wanted to get rid of those so we could wrap the whole thing. Andy's under there finishing off the other side. This sort of aircon grill scuttle panel thing is off. The washer jets are out. It's all happening. This is going to be coming off and I think we're going to delete this completely because we're going to hit up Automotive Superstore for a digital radio head unit thing in the future, so we will not need this. Can't wait. The boy who lived has come to die. Exciting moment because we are about to put the first piece of colour down on the prepped bonnet. If I see one comment about this being sandy top, there's going to be problems. This is Ivory Brilliant is the colour we've gone with for the base, and I think it looks hot. Stress.
No, it's going to stretch.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. This is a fucking hot colour.
See, it's so big.
I wonder how many people at home have burnt their wraps while trying to do it themselves. I'd say a lot.
Do it.
Looking freaking hot. It's that's a hot colour. Different enough to sandy taupe where people aren't going to be gronks and you're not just another sheep, which is nice. This plus the retro colours, perfection. So good.
Came through dripping Aquafina, I'm sipping 15, kept a weapon on me. Blow make digits, I'm on my business, stack chicken like what it's gon' be. Crew in the cut, hey, you want us red run when I tell a peace. Love is love. Love is love.
Yeah, rapper.
Yeah, I'm all in.
Excuse me, can you come remove the magnets?
Can you like balance like that?
Yeah.
Oh, there's 3 points of contact
As well.
Either way. As you can see, we run the markless along the edges because this car doesn't have a gutter, because old Toyotas don't. So we've just done that to make it a nice join. And then around the sides, it'll roll over the edge, bit of overlap. You won't even see it.
Yeah, I went to tour and put on for the soil. Hey, bruh, remember they used to ignore us? Now they dropped me the pin with the cord and they catch me running through the ordinance. Remember we couldn't afford the whip. Pushing the scraper, that shit was so ages. We blowing on drinks for the flavors. All of a sudden we major, still independent by no label. For now I'm going hard enough that the streams will lead to a house by the beach.
Exactly what I was looking for.
My pockets for now, for later. I want the ticket for some sign of the neighbors. I used to skip out on the payments. Nowadays I tax for the labor. Dog on the line, yeah, tapping in. I'm staying clear, fake rapper friends. Kamikaze on the traffic cam. Only one shot to navigate the labyrinth of keeping it lit, burn it down to the ash. My life been much more than imagine. I got where I'm at with the passion. Traded all to live it backwards. Pray we ain't make it through the night. Oh, we ain't make it through the night.
That pretty much brings us to the end of a massive day one here at All Stack Up. Adrian and especially Andy have absolutely been killing it. Now, there's been a lot going on today. Obviously, one of the biggest parts of the day was prepping the car and stripping the car. That took a stack of hours, and we're probably at around 40 to 50% of the color change coverage actually being done and actually laying down that base color. Now, whilst this might look like sandy taupe, it is actually not. The color is ivory brilliant and it is looking absolutely phenomenal. Tomorrow is going to be another massive day. We are going to have a lot more hours to actually get some vinyl down on the car, which is super exciting. We do have a lot of intricate bits, sort of like the base of the windscreen, the hood scoop insert, finishing off the roof, the gutters and all that sort of stuff. Plus then we're laying our actual design over the top of this. So there is still a stack of work to do, but the guys are killing it. And then once they finish that, then we get to put the car back together. But that's okay, that's a future us problem. Massive shout out to the boys. We're gonna smash out a little bit more now. Send the camera crew home. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Fingers crossed, this is a massive project. Hopefully you guys are loving it. See you tomorrow. Back here at All Stuck Up, we have got to do so many hours of work in not a lot of hours a day. So we're gonna get stuck in. We can basically slowly start piecing together the car again, all the bits and pieces, all the flares are on. This panel is just getting wrapped at the moment. Andy's up the back wrapping the tailgates. I'm gonna start putting the mirrors back in, the door cards, the top of the window trims and all that sort of thing. And we're gonna work out how many bolts we've lost because so far I've not been able to find 2 that we need. So fingers crossed there's no more than that because Bunnings is not that close. Maybe. But also, maybe not.
That's a nice guy. We're just loading up the vinyl to cut the stripes for the side. We're doing the brown, the red, the yellow and the orange.
Nothing but the best. Please sponsor me. I can't afford this addiction. Here you go, Andy. A nice, cold, energising and refreshing Red Bull.
Is this a Red Bull?
It's a Red Bull.
I love a Red Bull.
Would you love
Thank
one?
you.
They're really affordable in the servo too at the moment. Delicious, nutritious, and will help keep you alive. Yum, yum, yum. Retro, classy and Toyota is what this wrap screams. There's traditional colours, the whole design, everything just screams 70s and 80s. These 4 colours made famous by Ivan the Iron Man Stewart in the early 80s for his off-road racing pedigree with the Toyota factory team, now carried through in the new Naughty build, and I'm absolutely loving it. When I came to All Stuck Up with this idea to sort of move away from the traditional busy digital camo wraps that I've had in the past and do something a bit more classy, I think they were shocked, but they have absolutely nailed it. They took my vision, they took my Pinterest interest board, and well, the end product they've delivered and knocked it out of the park. We've done a whole lot of different bits and pieces to this car since they've wrapped it. We're gonna run you through all of it now. Let's jump up the front and start talking about it. Well, let's start with the elephant in the room. A lot of you guys have probably already jumped in the comments and just saying it's just another sandy taupe wrap, but it couldn't be further from that. In fact, that's what I had to avoid at all costs, just another sandy taupe wrap. This color right here is called Ivory Gloss Brilliant. And when you see it in person, you'll see that this couldn't be further from sandy taupe. It's a lot less yellow, a lot less brown, sort of a really nice deep cream, sort of off-white color, which is exactly what we wanted. We were worried that if we wrapped this car as a white base, it was gonna look like a big fridge rolling down the road, so we had to do something about that. The guys really did get creative with this wrap too. You can see in these little scoop inserts, they've wrapped each individual pillar a different color to go with the theme that's on the side of the car, brown, red, orange and yellow. It's all these little accents that mean A, All Stuck Up are the best in the business because that was on them, and B, it helps tie the whole design together. Now up the front, we obviously got rid of the alloy bull bar for two reasons. One, well, it was ugly as heck, and two, we had to pull it off so that we could wrap the car properly, and it's staying off. The car is about to go to Kinsella's Customs and get a whole lot of fruity bits tickled, so it's staying off until then. Up the front, custom grille from Maddie, absolutely nailed it. Paying a little bit of homage to the OG car. Obviously, it's not the naughty 40, but at least this way we can always be reminded of where we started and where we're going. Genuine headlight protectors. These are a super subtle mod that you can do there, becoming a little bit hard to get, but I think really helps tie in this sort of twin headlight look. We do have some sick headlights coming from Bushdorf. I'm excited for those. They're going to be a couple of weeks off. Clear front indicators, very important mod as well, because nothing dates the front end of a car like ugly orange indicators. So we got rid of those. That's about all that's happened up the front. Obviously, we've got this gorgeous big 79 scooped bonnet from Wildside Garage. But other than that, you guys have seen that in last week's episode. The front end of this car looks amazing. It's modernized, looks sick. Come around the side and we'll talk about the design. Now, there was a couple of little things that we took inspiration from. Again, I know Tony from GME, his car has this as well. 80 series Saharas of the era had this as well. The black window frame. So you can see we did a full color change wrap with this gorgeous ivory brilliant color. So there's no red anymore. We then went ahead and did a full black window frame decal and design. We got the boys at Show Me Your Tints to do a 15% tint all the way around as well to help keep it black, help keep the heat out, help protect us from the UV and that kind of thing. Now this is where I am speechless all the time. The brown, the red, the orange, the yellow, how it runs all the way around, connects at the back and goes all the way around to the passenger side. Absolutely phenomenal. They did this by hand. These are each individually laid strips of vinyl that are dead straight, completely parallel to each other. Andy at All Stuck Up is an absolute master of his craft. It's like those sort of old school airbrushing artists you see doing it all freehand. That's what he does here, and he's absolutely knocked it out of the park. If you keep coming around the back, you can see how gorgeous the tints look. We did add these sort of dark tinted weather strips as well. I'm a big fan of them. Some people aren't. I think it looks really good with the black window frames. It also means if you're ever going to sleep in your car, or it's raining, or the dogs are in it, or anything like that, you can crack the windows. You're not going to get water and stuff in there. The start of the sponsors. These guys are the people that make this channel possible. So they obviously got front and center. Chemical guys, Hayden and the boys at HD Auto, Darchie, Maxis, All Stuck Up for the car, and Automotive Superstore. These guys help me live the dream, help me produce the content that you guys love. So they're on the Cruiser Company lift up windows on both sides. You come around the back, boom. Another one of my favorite mods from the 80 series wagon back in the day was the rear wing that we put on. I think if you have a wagon and you don't put this on, it looks a bit silly. It looks like there's something missing from the back of it. So that was one of the first things I actually purchased before I even bought this wagon car. So that was an absolute must have. Other mods, some new LED rear tail lights. Again, modernizing the car just that little bit. We didn't want to go overboard, full crazy tinted taillights or anything weird like that. This is just sort of a nice subtle mod that's going to help keep things legal. A brand new factory genuine GXL badge. We sprayed the Toyota and the full-time four-wheel drive badges black as well. We've got some more of my sponsors up the back: Amped, Blue Flame, Bilstein, Rutherford, GME, and of course WD-40. They help make everything possible on this channel too. And as you can come around, you can actually see the four colors carry around the tailgate, link back up on the passenger side, and then run all the way forwards into the matching mirrored decals on this side. The whole car looks so phenomenal. More sponsors here. I'm honestly lost for words. The more I look at this car, the more it shocks me, the more I'm surprised with just how gorgeously it turned out. The colors are phenomenal, the tint's great. Everything about this car just makes me so happy. It's not often you get a vision in your head and then the execution is exactly what you pictured, but All Stuck Up have done exactly that. And as we slowly start to add little bits and pieces, all the mods, accessories, and that kind of thing, it's really starting to tie the whole car together, guys. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling. This has been a long video, and hopefully you guys have loved seeing this car get transformed. The next couple of weeks, we've got some wild suspension, wheels, tires, bar work, diffs. Oh, the whole thing's just absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, drop a comment below, because we're going to be doing some sick more build videos with a whole lot of the sponsors on board. If you do anything differently, let me know in the comments as well. I'll ignore them, but it'd be cool to hear from you guys. Anyway, we'll see you next time.
It should be like 6 volts, I think.
Yeah. Just let me check.
Yeah.
Hang on. Is that roughly where the?
Oh, sorry.
How to tell if an 80 series door's been off before. The handle, if it's been off before, generally whoever's gonna put it back on will have over tightened the one tiny little screw that holds this on, therefore cracking the trim. And I'm happy to announce that this has had the trim crack. It's been off, yeah. Cool, we're gonna start putting the top of the door trims in. So close to the only thing I wanna do right now, which is losing it. And honestly, putting a 50 caliber round in my mouth and chewing it until it goes off, sending a large caliber gun round through my brain and hopefully quickly and painlessly ending my miserable existence as a full-time YouTuber.
I'm so awkward. I keep going trying to start talking, I'm like...
This fucking bolt, man! Anyway, I'm gonna finger myself.
So, as you can see, we're putting our mag stickers